BTG spoiler alert. Here are your Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of Monday, November 24th to Friday, November 28th, 2025. Be sure to tune in to CBS every weekday to see how everything plays out in Fairmont Crest. Kat receives some surprising advice from Nicole that could mend more than one broken bond. Isaiah gets guidance on how he should handle holidays with the Hawthorns. Leslie makes an unlikely connection while Tomas is put on notice regarding his future at the firm. Tuesday, November 25th. Joey and Vanessa find a way to privately celebrate the holiday together. Much to Haley's chagrin, Bill finds comfort in a Dupree tradition. Andre and Danny have a disaster on their hands. Eva finally spends a holiday with both of her parents. The Richardson Smiths welcome a special guest. Wednesday, November 26th. Hey babes, welcome back to Gossip Delight. It's your girl Daisy, and trust me, today's tea is scorching, steamy, and absolutely unmissable. Buckle up, because we're diving straight into the drama. The holidays are here, but several couples look to be in for some trouble, as teased in the latest Beyond the Gates promo. Leslie's getting to know a new man, while Haley can't keep her eyes off one that isn't her husband. Plus, Andre and Danny's Thanksgiving looks to go up in flames. Even though Isaiah is getting to know Eva, Haley can't seem to tear her gaze away from the hottie as she flirtatiously tells him, "What can I say? I'm a fool for love." Elsewhere, Bill talks with Tomas and makes it clear that loyalty matters a lot to him and that it's time to discuss his future at the firm. At Uptown, Marcel says, "Hello there, pretty lady," to Leslie, who immediately replies, "You are a cop." Clearly, that isn't too much of a problem for the rule breaker, but it could be when the apple of her eye, Ted, walks in and catches them at a table drinking together. Just what game is she playing now? At the club, Haley lashes out at Bill for bringing her where he knew his ex would be. Why would he do that? Perhaps because he still has a thing for her? Finally, back from their honeymoon, Danny and Andre set off the kitchen smoke detector. We have a feeling that was Thanksgiving dinner that just went up in flames. Here are your Beyond the Gates spoilers for next week. Here's a look ahead at the episodes we'll see from Monday, November 24th to Friday, November 28th, 2025. Haley Hamilton runs into Isaiah Hawthorne at the Fairmont Crest Country Club, and she's all smiles again. And the flirt game is strong with this one. After both of them got doe-eyed at each other, Haley left Isaiah hanging on each last word she said with, "What can I say? I'm a fool for love." The scene closes with Isaiah looking back at Haley as she walks away, looking like a panther on the prowl. Also taking place at the Fairmont Crest Country Club, Bill runs into his junior lawyer, Tomas. Bill begins by saying, "Loyalty matters a lot to me, Tomas. That's why I want to talk to you about your future at the firm." This would explain the look of frozen fear on Tomas's face, or is it the complete lack of understanding where this is coming from? At Uptown, Marcel Malone is having a beer when he spies Miss Leslie Thomas sitting alone and calls out, "Hello there, pretty lady." Leslie recognizes him immediately and lets him know that she knows he's a cop. Joining her at her table with his beer in hand, Marcel inquires if this is a problem. Just then, Ted is walking into Uptown and sees the two sitting together. Ted knows just the kind of man that Marcel is and what he is capable of, and what Leslie and Marcel working together might be able to produce, not a damn good thing at all. Still at the country club, Bill is eating with his wife Haley when she remarks with disdain that Bill bringing her here when his ex is here as well wasn't a good move at all. "Why would you do that?" asks Haley, leaving Bill speechless. To close out our sneak peek for next week, we see Danny and Andre at her place, and the shrill scream of fire alarms fills the air. Andre is yelling, "Where is the fire extinguisher?" Next, we see the oven open, and Andre is blasting the CO2 extinguisher, presumably putting out a blazing turkey. Great start, people. Great start. Can't wait till Monday. We got you. Watch next week's video preview here. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of November 24-28 revealed that fans can expect Isaiah Hawthorne's eyes to wander to Haley Hamilton, while Danny Dupree experiences a Thanksgiving nightmare. The CBS soap recently dropped its weekly promo, and despite the preemptions next week, The drama will be fiery hot. It's important to note that there are only 2 brand new episodes that will air due to the American Thanksgiving holiday. BTG will be preempted from Wednesday, November 26th through to Friday, November 28th. Still, that doesn't mean there won't be plenty of campy chaos in Fairmont Crest during the Monday, November 24th and Tuesday, November 25th shows. So let's get into it. The Beyond the Gates weekly promo opens with Haley and Isaiah at Fairmont Crest Country Club in the lobby. She's all dressed up, and so is he, as she sweetly greets him. As the scenes shift, Haley notes, "What can I say? I'm a fool for love," and walks away while giving him a seductive stare. His eyes lovingly follow her. So will Isaiah fall for Haley's manipulation? As the preview progresses, Bill Hamilton is at the country club too, and he's chatting with his employee, Tomas Navarro. Bill tells the young man that, "Loyalty matters a lot to me, Tomas. That's why I want to talk about your future at the firm." Is Bill firing Tomas, or maybe promoting him to partner? Tomas looks worried in the video, but perhaps it's good news? Meanwhile, Leslie Thomas is shown next drinking at Uptown when Detective Marcel Malone spots her. The sketchy cop acknowledges her with, "Hello, pretty lady." Leslie has clearly had too much to drink as she slurs, "You're a cop." And Marcel can be heard replying, "Is that a problem?" Ted Richardson arrives at Uptown next and sees Leslie and Marcel sharing drinks at a table. Will Ted get jealous? The BTG promo shows Haley once again, except this time she is seated with Bill at a table at the country club and is very upset. Haley lashes out at Bill, declaring, "You knew that your ex would be here, and you brought me here anyway? Why would you do that?" Bill looks both confused and shocked by Haley's reaction. As the Beyond the Gates preview for the week of November 24th closes, the final scene is of Danny rushing into her mansion kitchen as there's smoke everywhere. The fire alarm for the home can be heard, as Andre Richardson asks Danny where the fire extinguisher is. Danny replies, "Under the sink." Andre grabs it and releases it into the oven, where a turkey is probably on fire, so here's hoping their mansion doesn't blow up in flames. Beyond the Gates spoilers indicate Danny's attempt to host Thanksgiving dinner may end up being a nightmare for both her and Andre, so here's hoping this is a situation that only brings them closer after the smoke clears. Let's look at what's been turning heads and making noise this week on Beyond the Gates. A quick look at the highlights, best quotes, and gasp-worthy moments for the week of 17th November 2025. The best of the worst, or is it the worst of the best? You choose! Kat was on the warpath. She's been telling everyone who will listen that she is the one who's been hard done by, and Eva is just lowborn and the product of her dad spilling his DNA. Now that's pretty horrible on its own, but Kat really took it to another level when she told Eva to her face that she wished that her mama had gotten rid of her. This was a double down after telling Eva that she wished Bill had gotten rid of her mama. It would appear now that Kat just doesn't have the support for this narrative that she used to or thought she still did. One by one, everyone has been telling her that Eva has as much right as her to call Ted her dad, and that maybe the only one with a problem is her. First Thomas, then Chelsea, then Ted and her brother Martin too. The highlight coming when Anita was talking to Eva in Friday's episode and told her that she doesn't blame her for her mother's actions and that she was under the influence of many lies. Anita went on to say that Eva was just collateral damage. I so wish Kat had have walked in at that moment to witness someone that she looks up to telling it like it is and not carrying on this stupid feud. Having a problem with Leslie is one thing, but Anita basically forgiving Eva much like Nicole had was great to see, and this week is the best of the week for Beyond the Gates. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Friday, November 21st suggest that Anita Dupree will issue a stern warning to Eva Thomas and Leslie Thomas, while Martin Richardson is caught off guard by some shocking news. In fact, Martin won't be the only one surprised by the news. Bradley Smitty Smith will be taken aback too. That's because their son, Tyrell Richardson, will drop a bombshell about his future plans, and it sounds like that doesn't involve going to Banneker University. This week, Jessica informed Tyrell she was applying to UCLA, so there's a good chance that Tyrell will pivot and decide to follow his gal pal to where she's going. But how will Smitty and Martin react to this, And will Tyrell tell them the reason for his change of heart? Meanwhile, Martin will turn to Vernon Dupree for some advice. It sounds like he won't only want to talk to his granddad about Tyrell, but he'll need some guidance on how to handle things with Catherine "Cat" Richardson. As BTG fans know, their relationship is on the rocks, and the two had another fight this week. So will Vernon have any solid words of wisdom for his grandson? Speaking of Vernon, Beyond the Gates, spoilers for the Friday, November 21st episode reveal that he'll have another secret rendezvous with Sharon Winger. He was already caught by Leslie earlier this week and blackmailed, so will anyone else see him entering Sharon's hotel room and cause problems? Maybe Leslie snaps a picture on her phone? Only time will tell. In related news, Anita will have a confrontation with Eva and Leslie and put them on notice. Biz. Is this about their behavior at Winterfest? Anita may not want drama at the annual event. However, with Kat's recent vent session to Anita about Eva, plus Leslie's overall toxicity towards the Duprees, she may let these two women know that she's done with their drama, and this may have nothing to do with the holiday event. Finally, Carlton Fitzgerald will present an offer to Nicole Dupree. Will these two attempt to give another date? Another go? Then again, could Carlton have a business proposition? Beyond the Gates, spoilers hint there's always a chance Carlton asks Nicole to be his +1 for Winterfest, even just as friends, so fans will have to tune in to find out. Beyond the Gates spoilers suggest there seems to be a little chemistry between plastic surgeon Ted Richardson and head nurse Shanice Johnson. The two are colleagues and friends, but the flirting they've slightly dabbled in seems to indicate there could be more. One person who has taken notice is Leslie Tomas, and she's become a tad hostile toward Shanice. Could the villainess's jealousy trigger a romance between the two? Ted is slowly but surely learning to navigate life as a single Pringle. He's separated from Nicole Dupree, as Leslie managed to destroy their marriage. With that said, while Ted and Leslie are moving past prior conflict and becoming friends, Leslie's obsession with her teddy bear continues to create a wedge for anything further to happen. Shanice and Ted's interactions have increased, and BTG fans have noticed the two getting closer at the nurse's station. Leslie has noticed too, and unfortunately, in typical Leslie fashion, she lashed out at Shanice, which caused a scene at the hospital this week. Ted was quick to defend his colleague. So could Leslie's continued bullying of the nurse, who refuses to be bullied, cause him to gravitate toward her? Ted's love life seems to be going in so many different directions. There's always a chance he and Nicole could reunite. Then again, if Leslie continues to show a softer side to him, he and his ex may decide to dabble in something. Still, could Ted pursue something with Shanice? Is this the way storylines are headed? They would make an interesting couple. And while Shanice is a recurring character, so many fans are fascinated with her and would love to see her become a series regular. A relationship with Ted could secure something of this nature, so could they be headed toward a work romance? Their mutual disdain for Leslie could bring them closer, yet also create an obstacle, and the dynamics of Nicole working at the hospital could create some conflict too. Would Ted and Shanice make an interesting couple? Comment below. Watch the CBS soap daily for all the Fairmont Crest drama and visit CTS regularly for the hottest Beyond the Gates news, updates, and spoilers. New advice, new warnings, and new connections shake up Fairmont Crest as Kat, Tomas, Leslie, and Isaiah face big turning points. On the Monday, November 24th episode of Beyond the Gates, Kat receives important advice from her mom. Advice that she could use to fix the relationships in her life. Meanwhile, Tomas gets news that may shake up his professional life. On Monday, Kat and Tomas deal with separate issues. First, Kat and Nicole spend some quality time together, during which Nicole gives her daughter important advice that could mend more than one broken bond. This could mean that Kat could repair her relationship with her big brother, Martin. Martin hasn't been happy with his little sister lately. He can't forget that it was her words that influenced Samantha into getting into a compromising position with Nathan on the couch of the Smith-Richardson home. And now he has heard the way Kat talked to Eva. He clearly took Eva's side, but maybe there's hope for the siblings yet. The spoilers mention more than one broken bond. They could be talking about Kat and Eva's fierce and brutal rivalry. If not, Eva then maybe it has to do with Tomas. Their relationship has taken hits, but Nicole's advice may help heal that bond even further. Speaking of Tomas, his professional future may be in jeopardy. This makes us wonder how he got into trouble at Bill's firm in the first place. Yes, Haley used him to make Bill jealous for a hot second, but that wasn't his fault. According to the teasers, he is put on notice regarding his future at the firm. For some reason, this sounds to us like Bill loses faith in Tomas. Does Bill want something from his employee, or does he find something about Tomas that hits him in the wrong way? However, there's a chance that Bill could hand Tomas a promotion. That's what he has been working towards for a while now. In other BTG news, Leslie makes an unlikely connection. She has been so busy trying to reunite and be friends with Ted. And on Friday, she suggested that she and Carlton have something in common, that they both never want Ted and Nicole to reunite. In Friday's sneak peek to Thanksgiving week, she is out and about when she sees our favorite shady police detective, Marcel Malone. Are these two about to get in trouble together? Finally, Thanksgiving is a time to be grateful and give thanks, and for many families, it's a time for an immense amount of drama to erupt. Isaiah is back in the DMV after being gone for years, and he will have to spend time with his dysfunctional family. Before entering the Lion's Den, that will be his family's holiday celebration, Isaiah receives guidance on how to handle holidays with the Hawthorns. Who does he turn to for advice? Beyond the Gates will only air 2 new episodes this week. It's Thanksgiving next week on Beyond the Gates, which means plenty of drama for the folks of Fairmont Crest, as well as repeats and preemptions for the BTG audience. Please note that BTG is only airing 2 days of new episodes, Monday, November 24th, and Tuesday, November 25th. Then, all the newness takes a break for the rest of the week. Repeats are in store for Wednesday, November 26th, and on Thanksgiving Day, November 27th. Meanwhile, the soap is preempted on Friday, November 28th. But no worries, the DMV will celebrate the holiday on the first 2 days. Look for plenty of drama. Isaiah has returned to the Hawthorne fold, and he earned himself a job at Banneker. But being back home means that he now has to handle the holidays with the Hawthorns. Thankfully, he'll get some guidance on just how to do that. While Leslie makes a new connection this fine Thanksgiving, Haley's not a happy camper. She doesn't appreciate Bill finding comfort in a Dupree tradition. Additionally, Andre and Danny's honeymoon bliss is already over. They're back home for 2 seconds, and they already have a disaster on their hands. Finally, Eva gets to spend the holiday with both of her parents. HD all TTPS /soaphub.com Beyond the Gates /spoilers BTG Weekly Preview Spoilers November 24-28 Thanksgiving brings drama, disaster repeats, preemptions, Chosh. Dume, text. Apercento sees Colby. Muhammad, Apercent 20. The Percent 20, firm. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Monday, November 24th. Hint some interesting moments in Fairmont Crest. Nicole Dupree shocks her daughter, while Isaiah Hawthorne is given advice, and Thomas Navarro is put on notice. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Monday, November 24th. Note that Nicole will give Catherine Kat Richardson some shocking advice. Kat may turn to Nicole to seek guidance for all the drama in her life, from her issues with Eva Tomas to her newfound rivalry with her brother, Martin Richardson. Will Nicole suggest Kat tone down her attitude? Even bestie Chelsea Hamilton noted Kat could humble herself a bit, especially since both Eva and Martin are family. Across town, Isaiah gets advice on how to survive the Hawthorns this holiday season. American Thanksgiving does take place the week of November 24-28th, and with Christmas right around the corner, Isaiah could use all the help he can get, considering he doesn't get along with his father, Elon Hawthorne. With that said, who will be giving him the advice? His brother, Jacob Hawthorne, Eva, or potentially Haley Hamilton? In other news for Beyond the Gates Monday show, Tomas will be put on notice regarding his future at the firm. Will this be a good thing or a bad thing? Tomas could get fired, or there's always a chance he could also get promoted to partner. Only time will tell. Finally, Leslie Thomas will make an unlikely connection with another character. Will she encounter someone from her past that she crosses paths with, Or will this be someone who is currently on the canvas? Fans will have to tune in to find out. What storyline are you most looking forward to during Monday's show? Comment below. Watch the CBS Soap Daily for all the Fairmont Crest drama, and visit CTS regularly for the hottest Beyond the Gates news, updates, and spoilers. Beyond the Gates spoilers suggest there are no coincidences in the land of soaps. This week, Haley Hamilton had a friendlier-than-expected conversation with Kat Richardson. Kat was looking for advice to fend Eva Thomas off Tomas Navarro and filled her in on the love triangle between her, Tomas, and Eva. Will Haley use this information to break up Eva's budding romance with Isaiah Hawthorne? The funny thing about Kat and Haley's conversation is she no longer needs to worry about Eva and Tomas. With that said, Haley is very interested in Isaiah. However, while Isaiah does seem like a bad boy, even he knows not to cross Bill Hamilton. Besides, Isaiah seems quite interested in Eva, and the two even shared a steamy kiss during this past week. Once Haley realizes something is going on between Eva and Isaiah, she'll scheme to break them up. After all, she wants Isaiah all to herself, even if just as a side piece, while she tries to end her husband's life. Thanks to Kat's blabbing mouth, Haley not only knows that Tomas shares a friendship with Eva, but she also knows that Eva liked him, and the two did the deed. Tomas is dedicated to Kat, and chose her in the end. But this doesn't mean that Haley can't use Tomas to try and break up Eva and Isaiah. Tomas works at Bill's law firm, so Haley has easy access to the lawyer to plant some seeds about Eva, and why she's the better choice for him versus Kat. This may have Tomas turning to Eva once again, and could cause issues for Eva and Isaiah. Haley is also a master manipulator who could easily turn an innocent situation into something more, to cause Isaiah to step back from pursuing Eva. His heart was recently broken, and the last thing he wants to do is get hurt again. Where there's smoke, there is fire next week on Beyond the Gates. Thanksgiving is next week on Beyond the Gates. Expect drama, conflict, disastrous preparations, new connections, and only 2 brand new episodes. Once Wednesday hits, it is repeats and preemptions for the rest of the week. But here's a breakdown of what you'll see on Monday and Tuesday. Haley seems to be serious about pursuing Isaiah Hawthorne. She doesn't care that she's married. She simply wants to focus on this Isaiah side quest while she slowly takes care of her husband, the prominent DMV attorney. "Isaiah, what can I say?" Haley spouts when she sees Banneker's newest academic advisor at the Fairmont Crest Country Club. "I'm a fool for love," she continues as Isaiah stares at her, probably wondering what this woman's endgame is. Meanwhile, Bill is working on his own quest, and it involves catching up with Tomas. According to the Daily Spoilers, Tomas is put on notice regarding his future at the firm. "Loyalty matters to me, Tomas. That's why I want to talk about your future at the firm." Is he about to put his employee's job in jeopardy, or give him the promotion that he has been working so hard for? Tomas has no idea. He looks scared to find out. Leslie is having a drink when a man spots her and hits on her. Why, it's none other than Detective Marcel Malone. "Hello there, pretty lady," he says. Leslie must like what she sees, even though she immediately guesses he's a cop. She can read people that way. "Is that a problem?" Malone asks. The next second, Marcel is sitting at her table, and they begin to get to know each other. However, Ted walks in and spots them. Will he act jealous, or will he go the protective route? After all, he knows that Marcel isn't totally on the up and up. He was in on those secret Protect Martin Richardson at all cost group meetings they had when the MUE needed to figure out what to do with that bigoted busboy. Haley plays the fake jealous wifey when she and Bill are dining together at the club. "You knew that your ex would be here, and you brought me here anyway. Why would you do that?" Haley inquires. Bill just can't seem to shake Danny loose. Danny's not having many problems forgetting Bill right now. She and Andre are living their bliss. They are back from their perfect honeymoon and, well, Danny and Andre do have one problem. There's a disaster in the kitchen. Smoke is everywhere. "Where's your fire extinguisher?" Andre urgently asks. "Under the sink," Danny urgently responds. Cut to Andre using the fire extinguisher to put out whatever fire they had going on. Did they just ruin their Thanksgiving? Beyond the Gates. Spoilers for Thursday, November 20th, reveal that Catherine "Cat" Richardson will feel betrayed by Martin Richardson, while Naomi Hawthorne apologizes to Haley Hamilton. With that said, BTG spoilers imply that Naomi's apology is really a way to deflect her dad, Bill Hamilton's, questions about the lingering marital issues she has with Jacob Hawthorne. Earlier in the week, Jacob told Bill about the lie Haley was telling, and the prescription for birth control pills alert Naomi saw pop up on his wife's phone. Bill and Haley are trying to get pregnant, so this was a red flag for Naomi. Of course, Haley is lying and trying to poison Bill, but she was quick on her feet that night and told her hubby she was trying to regulate her hormones so they could be successful in growing their family. Still, Bill told Jacob to stay in his lane when he brought it up, and even stated that he noticed tension in his son-in-law's marriage. So who was Jacob to judge? During the November 20th episode, Bill will question Naomi on the lingering problems with her hubby. So will she tell her dad that she doesn't want to have kids, while Jacob does? Across town, Ted Richardson will help Peaches out. Leslie Thomas begged Ted to help Peaches get some experimental treatments to prolong her life during the November 19th episode. Ted tried explaining that he's a plastic surgeon, and getting these trials takes time, something Peaches does not have. Leslie was hoping that Ted would use some pull to help her adoptive mom out, and it looks like during the November 20th show, he'll try to do something to assist. Meanwhile, Beyond the Gates spoilers for the November 20th episode imply that Shanice Johnson will put Leslie on notice. As the head nurse of the hospital, Shanice has earned a solid reputation, but Leslie had an outburst the other day, during which she threw some accusations at Shanice, leaving the woman very unsettled. Leslie was a little jealous of how Shanice was flirting with her teddy bear when she first entered the hospital. So will these two women continue to have bad blood, or will Leslie back off? Speaking of rivalries, Thursday's show will offer an explosive confrontation between Kat and Martin, with Eva Thomas along for the ride. During the November 19th show, Martin was supposed to nicely talk things out with Kat at Uptown, but ended up having lunch with Eva instead. He waited and waited for Kat, so Eva decided to have some lunch with her older brother to catch up. Of course, Kat was at the next booth, listening in on their conversation, as Martin and Eva talked a little trash about her. It didn't get too bad, but Martin telling Eva that Kat has been coddled and spoiled her whole life stung, especially since Kat and Eva aren't on the best of terms. Kat confronted Eva shortly after she thought Martin had left, basically telling her half-sister she wished Leslie had terminated her pregnancy all those years ago so that Eva wouldn't have been born. The close of Wednesday's show revealed Martin stepping back to the table after Kat said those mean words to Eva, so it looks like the Richardson siblings will clash again on Thursday's show. Beyond the Gates spoilers imply that Martin will take a side in his sister's feud, so it looks like he'll choose #Team Eva in light of Kat's recent behavior. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of November 17th to 21 hint that Leslie Thomas may catch a secret meeting between Vernon Dupree and Sharon Winger. Plus, Martin Richardson's fight with his sister, Catherine "Cat" Richardson, will escalate, so it's time to talk about what fans should expect to see on the CBS soap over the next 5 days. BTG fans should brace for another big blowout between the Richardson siblings at some point. As the week progresses, Martin will side with Eva Thomas on an issue, so Kat will likely see this as a major betrayal. With that said, Martin will also head to Grandad Vernon for some advice. Martin respects Vernon immensely, so can the Dupree patriarch help his grandson clear the air with Kat? Speaking of Vernon, he'll be on the verge of getting caught with Sharon, and all arrows point toward Leslie being the one to catch them. BTG spoilers for the week of November 17th tease that the two will meet again under a watchful eye. As the days go by, Leslie will attempt to extort a Dupree family member, so she may feel as if she has the goods to break up Vernon and Anita's marriage. Still, Leslie is a known liar, so Vernon may scoff at any attempts at blackmail from her. Regardless, by the time the weekend hits, Vernon will have another secret meeting, so Leslie's extortion plan is clearly going to fail. Elsewhere, Anita Dupree will issue a warning to both Leslie and Eva by the time the weekend hits, so this might be about Winterfest, as the woman wants zero drama at the event. Anita won't be the only one warning Leslie, as for one reason or another, Shanice Johnson will also put Leslie on notice. Still, Leslie will have other issues on her plate during the week of November 17th, 21st, as it seems Peaches' condition will worsen. So much so, Leslie will turn to Ted Richardson for help with her adoptive mom. Still, as much as his ex gets on his nerves, he will step up and assist the older lady. Will Ted help get Peaches a second diagnosis? Is there a chance the woman could get better, or at least find a treatment to slow her illness down? Only time will tell. Across town, June will have a nice conversation with Bradley Smitty Smith. While Smitty has always been wary of June, she's truly turned her life around and has been a positive influence in Trial Richardson's and Samantha Richardson's lives since she's been clean. She's also supported Martin and Smitty's parenting and has never gone against their wishes with the kids, so these two may finally mend fences. Meanwhile, the kids themselves will be stirring the pot of drama as Samantha's punishment places a strain on the rest of her family, while Tyrell shocks Martin by informing him of his future plans. This doesn't sound good. Beyond the Gates, spoilers for next week, Eva and Isaiah Hawthorne's bond will deepen. It looks like these two will take their romance to the next level, which is great news for Eva, but possibly bad news for Haley Hamilton. After all, Haley is smitten with Isaiah, but she has her hands full at the moment, trying to poison her hubby, Bill Hamilton. In fact, Jacob Hawthorne will attempt to warn Bill about Haley this week. However, the lawyer will be cocky enough to tell Jacob to mind his own business and focus on his own marriage, which is on shaky ground too. By midweek, it looks like Bill will force Naomi Hawthorne to apologize to Haley, so the lawyer will feel very stupid when the truth comes out. Over in Los Angeles, Andre Richardson and Danny Dupree decide on a major investment, and by midweek, something will get delivered to their home. What could this be about? Fans will have to tune in to find out. Lastly, Carlton Fitzgerald will extend an offer to Nicole Dupree. Will this be about business, or will he ask her out on another date? Possibly Winterfest. Beyond the Gates, spoilers hint that the week of November 17th, 21st will be filled with drama, mystery, a little action, with a mix of romance. So it'll be 5 days of must-see daytime television in the land of Fairmont Crest. Beyond the Gates, spoilers for Friday, November 21st, reveal some bombshells on the horizon as the weekend hits. Anita Dupree has a warning, while Carlton Fitzgerald extends an offer, and Martin Richardson reels over shocking news. Beyond the Gates, spoilers for Friday, November 21st, hint that Anita will issue a warning to both Eva Thomas and Leslie Thomas. This could be a warning to behave at Winterfest, although it may just be something she says overall to protect her family. After all, Leslie continues to strike against the Duprees, and the fact that Catherine "Cat" Richardson recently complained about Eve, the Thomas women are on Anita's radar. Across town, Carlton will present an offer to Nicole Dupree. Will this be a business offer, or will Carlton ask Nicole out on another date? Then again, will he ask her to be his +1 at Winterfest? Meanwhile, Beyond the Gates spoilers for Friday indicate that Tyrell Richardson will shock both Martin and Bradley Smitty Smith with a decision he's made about his future. As fans know, the two dads thought Tyrell was interested in going to Banneker University, which is local, while he has his sights set on UCLA, since that's where Jessica is headed. How will Martin and Smitty react to the news? In related teasers, Martin will turn to Vernon Dupree for some advice. Not only does Martin need advice on raising teens, but he may also need some words of wisdom on how to smooth things over with Kat. But will his granddad be around? Vernon will have another secret meeting with Sharon Winger, so here's hoping that he and Martin can connect. While the show keeps hinting that these two are having an affair, it sounds like Sharon might be helping organize a surprise for Anita. Only time will tell. What storyline are you most looking forward to during Friday's show? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to check back with Celebrating the Soaps for all the latest Beyond the Gates spoilers, news, rumors, comings and goings, and updates. Beyond the Gates spoilers suggest that Andre Richardson is hiding something from his new wife, Danny Dupree, and fans have been speculating on what it could be. Something had Andre not wanting to do the Forrester Creations fragrance ad shoot, and while he gave Danny enough of an explanation for her to cancel the modeling job, it's hard to shake that he isn't hiding a secret from her. Could his secret be linked to another character on the Bold and the Beautiful? The recent crossover storyline with The Bold and the Beautiful and Beyond the Gates was anticlimactic. The crossover was hyped up, but Ridge Forrester's appearance was only via phone call conversations he was having from his office in Los Angeles. He didn't even set foot in Fairmont Crest. Still, will there be more to come? Could Andre's reason for shying away from the FC fragrance shoot be about another Bold character, deeply involved in the FC fragrance line? For fans who watch both shows, Daphne Rose is hiding a secret about a past romance. Could that relationship have been with Andre? Will more of this crossover storyline unfold in the weeks and months to come? For whatever reason, Andre does not post photos of himself publicly, so whether or not the B&B's Daphne is linked to this, more information will likely unravel soon. With that said, Andre and Danny did leave Forrester Creations scrambling with that fragrance photo shoot. They arrived at the airport, ready to head to LA for the gig, and Danny canceled on Ridge at literally the last moment because she could sense that Andre was feeling uncomfortable. Regardless of whether Daphne is involved in Andre's secret, it's hard to think that Ridge won't somehow retaliate for Dandre leaving him stuck. Will Danny and Andre bear any repercussions for the unprofessional cancellation? Will BTG fans see Ridge pop back onto the canvas and possibly arrive in Fairmont Crest? What do you think Andre's secret is about? Comment below. Watch the CBS soap daily for all the Fairmont Crest drama and visit CTS regularly for the hottest Beyond the Gates news, updates, and spoilers. These days, fans know Carla Mosley as the glamorous and hot-tempered Danny Dupree on Beyond the Gates. But long before BTG, the actress began her career on Guiding Light, where she was one half of a popular super couple. Mosley has become one of daytime's most talented actresses. Her journey into soap stardom began in 2008 when she was cast as Christina Moore on GL. The star and her character quickly became popular thanks to Christina's romance with Remy. Remy and Christina quickly became the show's new super couple, and one of their famous moments was their drunken wedding. The couple's wedding was one of the highlights of Mosley's soap career, and she recently reflected on the iconic moment. On Instagram, the actress shared a clip of Christina and Remy discovering they were married the morning after their drunken ceremony. Apparently, on this day, nearly 20 years ago, my first soapy, drunken marriage, with the incomparable Lawrence St. Victor on the Guiding Light, Mosley wrote. On the Guiding. Her stroll down memory lane also brought back fond memories for St. Victor. We had so much fun! The actor wrote, Mosley remained on GL until the show's cancellation in 2009. 4 years later, she would be cast in the groundbreaking role of Maya Avant on The Bold and the Beautiful. The role reunited Mosley with her former co-star St. Victor. Like on GL, Mosley and St. Victor's B&B characters, Maya and Carter, had a romance. Unfortunately, Maya and Carter's relationship ends when he discovers she's still in love with Rick. Maya and Rick became one of B&B's super couples. However, after Young's departure in 2018, the couple divorced off-screen. Soon after Young's departure, Mosley also left B&B. Her last appearance as Maya occurred in 2019, and then a year later, she officially announced her departure. The actress went on to work on other projects, but in 2024 was cast as Danny on BTG. When the new CBS soap premiered in February 2025, Mosley wowed fans with her tense, emotional, and sometimes humorous performance. As a woman scorned, Danny often goes to war with her ex-husband Bill's new wife, Haley. Danny's strong-willed and hot-tempered attitude often lands her in trouble with her family. And much like her GL character, Mosley's Danny had a drunken wedding with Andre. Although Danny and Andre had some concerns about their nuptials, the couple is determined to make their marriage work. Will Danny and Andre have their own happily ever after, like GL's Christina and Remy? Haley slips another dose of the mystery drug into Bill's tea, and is tittering to herself about a $10 million payday when Naomi walks in. Haley covers what Bill's daughter heard, but then knocks the tea out of Naomi's hand, claiming she's protecting her from Bill's germs. Soon enough, the talk turns to Naomi and Bill's individual marriages. Could Naomi's determination to look for faults in her father's marriage be a reflection of what's going on in her own? Naomi lies through her teeth, claiming her marriage is peachy keen before reluctantly apologizing for Textgate. Once Naomi leaves, Haley makes Bill another mug of tea for him. While she's doing that, her husband takes out the birthday gift Danny gave him, then finds an excuse to call his ex. Danny quickly dismisses his call, after which Haley returns with another cup of the special tea, which he begins sipping from. The action at Uptown picks up where yesterday's episode ended. Martin sits Kat down and calls her out for having told Eva she wished she'd never been born. "Who are you?" he asks, even as Kat lists the litany of sins Eva has committed against their family. Martin wants to bond with Eva, but Kat won't see her as anything but a grifter. Kat suggests that Martin is only bonding with Eva because his constituents would disapprove of him icing out a newfound sister. Rather than stay to talk things out, Kat exits in a huff. Martin asks Eva if it's true she slept with Kat's boyfriend. Meanwhile, Kat is at the Dupree mansion talking to Chelsea. The topic? I need to know if I'm a total bitch. Like Martin, Chelsea is shocked by the things her BFF said. Chelsea suggests that if Kat makes Martin and Ted choose, things may not go her way. Danny and Andre continue celebrating their honeymoon, but she worries that upon returning home, the real world will come crashing back in. But Andre promises that they will hang on to what they've found in California. They look forward to their first Thanksgiving as a married couple, although the whole Nicole-Ted thing promises to be a potential issue. Danny isn't about to forgive Andre's uncle for breaking her sister's heart. Leslie continues to be a pain in the you-know-what to everyone at the hospital, including Peaches. Wanting better treatment and extra morphine for her mother figure, Leslie again rattles Shanice's cage. The nurse is having none of it, and Ted interrupts, keeping things from getting physical. Upon hearing a friend of Ted's is heading up an experimental drug program that they can enroll Peaches in, Leslie coos about him being her hero, pulling him into a hug even as she gives Shanice the evil eye. Later, Ted and Leslie give Peaches the good news. Ted tells Leslie he likes the version of her that doesn't rely on scheming and manipulation. Of course, 5 minutes later, Leslie is wagging her finger in Shanice's face, warning her to stay away from Ted. But Shanice isn't the least bit shaken by the other woman's threats, giving every bit as good as she gets. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.